So today we'll be talking about how to control license checkouts and how unmanaged processes can be implemented in your system. So first of all, what is this all about? What do you mean license checkouts, unmanaged processes? What are you talking about? Basically, I'm talking about all the other applications which are not managed by a license manager. Let's say you got a standalone application like Adobe Photoshop. Let's say you have some kind of custom application that you yourself created, or maybe it's a named form of a floating license you have, a named or a node-locked form, meaning that it's specific to the user or specific to the workstation itself. In that case, OpenLM also has you covered because OpenLM allows you to get the usage, to get the quantity and get all the reports just like floating licenses, but with other types of licenses, named, node-locked, anything. So what will we taking a look at today? We'll be taking a look at first the unmanaged processes. Now, unmanaged processes, I'm going to show it to you. It allows you to pretty much do the same as the application manager, the second part we'll be talking about, but they have two different functionalities. Monitoring wise, they do the same. Both of them give you all the monitoring and reporting capabilities on non-floating licenses. But both of them have different pros and different cons. So going over it quickly, just the general structure of things. So here we're taking a look at the unmanaged processes and how it should be laid out on your network. So basically you got the workstations right here, and on the workstations you install the OpenLM agent. Now the OpenLM agent will transmit information to a single OpenLM core product or OpenLM server product, which sits on a central network license server. Now, in order to view the reports and get all the statistical insights OpenLM offers, you can use any device. Now, I am not talking about floating licenses today. The bulk of OpenLM's business is floating licenses, is monitoring license managers. But now I'm showing you something a bit different, a bit outside of what OpenLM does in its basic product. So this is the unmanaged processes, very simple. Agent talks to the OpenLM core, then you can use any device to view the report. Now, with the applications manager, it works the same way, but the applications manager sits in the middle of things, meaning that you got the agent on the workstations, but instead of transmitting directly to the OpenLM core, they are transmitting to the applications manager, which collects everything and sends out a bulk message to the OpenLM core, and from there it's just the same thing. So it really depends on what you want to achieve and how large your system is, because large systems, it's better to use the applications manager. Okay, so now that we understand how they should be laid out on the system, let's see how they work and what they do. So I have an interface here, an OpenLM interface, and this is the license servers screen. Now I have this one here, which is unmanaged, and you see it's Microsoft. So let's take a look at what I did there. What did I configure for Microsoft? So going to the unmanaged processes, you'll be able to see that I configured 3 different processes to be monitored. Now this is the process running on the workstation itself. So Excel has a process running named Excel. So it's being tracked by the agent, by the OpenLM agent. So just for testing, I also added Notepad here so we can test. And let's see what it does. Let's just go to my workstation right here, and I don't know, just take Notepad. Now this can be anything. I'm just using Notepad just to show you that it runs on anything with a process. What it does, it simply takes a look at the task manager's process, the details here, takes a look at the process and says, oh, okay, that process is up, so there is usage right now, Notepad. If it was Excel, Word, Power BI, doesn't matter, anything with a process. So what does it give us? Okay, we can monitor the application. We can monitor its usage. Let's say it's a Photoshop or something. It's not managed by a licensed manager. Okay, we can get the usage of it. We can get the quantity of it. Wonderful. But what else? Well, you can implement, using the unmanaged processes, you can implement actual usage and custom commands. Let me show you. What do I mean? I have a session right here. Now, this session is under my user. We see that we're using the Notepad feature from this workstation. It's unmanaged and so on. And we see that I am idling for a while now. Now, the workstation is idling, and in about a minute or two, we'll start seeing the application being idle. Now, how does it know that it's idle? Basically, it tracks the CPU and memory usage. So you got CPU, memory, disk space usage allocated to the application. So there's a certain threshold. And if the application usage is below that threshold, then it's idle. If the agent installed on the workstations finds out that it goes over that threshold, then it knows that now it's being used. This is why it will not act upon and will not indicate that running processes which have no user there, it will not indicate it as idle, because it will find out some CPU and memory usage. Okay, so we're starting to see denials here. We're starting to get denied. Now, I can kill the process if I want. There are a few things I can do. One of them is simply kill the process. So if I click Close App, if I have that configured there, it will automatically close my application remotely. Now, it doesn't matter which application it is because it kills the process itself. Let me show you. So if we go to unmanaged processes, let's go to the Notepad right here. So we have procedure kill. So you can kill the process. You can also suspend the process. You can also just run a custom command on the end user workstation if you want. So it depends what you want to do. And you can, of course, set up a certain threshold. In this case, it's 3 minutes threshold, but you can say that if the application is idling for, I don't know, 1 hour, then kill the process. Now it takes a few minutes for the transmission to get there. I'm not going to wait around for it. We'll just get back to it later and see that it's dead. Okay, so this is the unmanaged processes. Basically, it allows you to act on sessions which are already running. Meaning that once you see an idle application, it can be closed. It can be remotely closed. You can interfere. You can even run a custom script, even just popping up a message saying that, hey, you've been idling for 10 hours. Please remember to put back the license when you come back, when you go back home, or something along the lines of that. So that's one part. You get all the agents connected to the OpenLM server, meaning you connect all your workstations to the OpenLM server. And you get the ability to control running sessions. But what if you want to prevent sessions from being opened in the first place? You don't want them to open at all. So for that, you can use the Applications Manager. Now, the Application Manager does pretty much the same thing, of course, monitors the usage itself. And here you go, it's the session is gone, means that it killed my application here. It killed Notepad here in the background. So let's talk about the Applications Manager. What does it do? Besides providing full monitoring and reporting on named and node-locked licenses, it can also allow you to set different rules and conditions for checking out a license. Basically turning it into an allocation machine, because you can set up many different rules to allow or deny usage at, let's say, certain points in time in the day. If you want to allow users, for example, only to use a certain version or only a certain application, or maybe you want to string them up together and say that, I don't know, a group Sagi with this workstation, with this vendor, with this user can only work from 8 to 5 on version 2017 and only Autodesk. You can string it as long as you'd like. You can even string different rules together to get a different deny and allow, like map, let's say rule map. So let's try and see it in action. So if the application is Autodesk and the time is after 8, then deny usage. Okay, so let's go get an Autodesk application. I have AutoCAD right here on my workstation. Double click. And what does it say? It says that access denied due to normal USA working hours rule, and I also have a message popping up saying outside of working hours. So, okay, I'm not able to get that license. I'm not able to open that application because I don't meet the criteria of my manager. Now, the rule that you just saw, the normal USA working hours rule, it is just this one. But you also saw another one. When I click the deny here, I see that I added a script. It's a CMD script. It says username, it's just a message. It gets my username and tells me that I'm outside of working hours. This is why I got denied. So you can also add that and give your end users some understanding of what's going on in the system, in the licensing system. Now, what else can it do? Let's say that you have a mix of licenses. Let's say you have floating licenses of AutoCAD, but also you've got named licenses of AutoCAD. So what do you do then? The Applications Manager allows you to monitor both. Of course, one you monitor using the base OpenLM. The second you monitor using the Applications Manager, and you'll be able to differentiate between them. You can show them together or you can show them separately, whatever you choose. Now, the last thing that it does, the Applications Manager, it can cap the amount of licenses that can be pulled. Some vendors, they have different policies, and some of them say, okay, I'll give you 20 licenses, but if the 21st user tries to get the license, I won't deny you. You'll get the license, no problem. But you'll pay. You'll pay through the nose. You'll pay a whole lot for that license. You'll pay double and triple for that extra license. So the Applications Manager can prevent that. So just for testing, because I'm just one person, I'll put it on 0. I'll set it to 0. So I won't be able to get the license at all. So when I try to get the AutoCAD license, I again get denied due to working hours rule. Wait, oh, I got denied here. I need to change this. Let's allow my usage. And now it's 0, and I should get denied by the limit. So I try to open AutoCAD and license limit reached, meaning that I cannot pull a license beyond the license limit my admin set, meaning that if my admin knows I have 20 licenses, I won't be able to pull the 21st license even though my license manager allows that. So why should you care? Really, why should you care about named licenses? What do you care about standalone applications? Why do you care? I mean, it's one user, one application, that's it. Well, it's one user, one application, meaning one license, yeah. But is he using it? You got 100 people with named licenses. Are they using the named license? Maybe only 99 of them. Only one of them and 99 are not using. Maybe most of them are using just 1 hour a week or 1 month a year or something, or maybe just 1 hour a day. That means they don't need a named license. They can handle a floating license. You can just put them in the floating license pool and get someone that works 9-10 hours a day with AutoCAD or one of the applications, and just give him a named license, because then it will be cheaper for you to have the maximizing user with a named license and the minimizing user with the floating license. So this way you can kind of mix and match your license types to better understand what's going on. So you open the system and you see that, oh, I have 100 named licenses, but no one never really used them. So I know not to buy them next year, or maybe I can find another department that needs them. I can mix and match the different licensing types. Maybe next year I don't buy so many named licenses. Maybe I'll just buy the floating licenses that I have. So it really lets you see what's going on in the system, and it lets you differentiate between the licensing types and know which license type is being used correctly. And even though it's a 1-to-1 ratio of the named license, you can still mix and match and get more licenses or less licenses as a result of the reporting of OpenLM, reporting on the type itself. Okay, so we've seen two things. We've seen that OpenLM can monitor applications which are not managed by any license manager, both using the unmanaged processes, which directly connects to the OpenLM server, and with the applications manager, which also connects to the OpenLM server, but is on a different server. Now, what can the agent give you without these extensions? Let's say, okay, these are cool extensions, but what else can it give me? Well, if you use the unmanaged processes or applications manager, doesn't matter. If you have the extensions, or maybe you're just using the core basic OpenLM, then you have a few things that you already got and you don't know about probably. Now, jumping to my workstation, let's see what the agent does, because the agent it's on the workstation in both cases, both the unmanaged processes and also the applications manager. So it also has a few benefits. Let's see. First of all, end users will be able to go here, click on license usage information, and then they'll be able to see how many licenses there are, how many are used, how many are available. Let's say that none are available, then I can simply click here and I see who is actually using it, when they started, which workstation it's from, and so on. And if I had my database connected to an Active Directory, if I had OpenLM connected to an Active Directory, then I had all the details right here, which you see are empty because it's not connected to an Active Directory. I don't have those users' details. But if you do, it will be there, it will be displayed, and of course that the admin can decide if they can see it. For example, you don't want anyone to see telephone numbers, you can hide that. So as an end user, this is pretty cool. I can tell what's going on with my licenses. I need a license, I know what's going on. Now, besides that, I can also get notified when a license I need becomes free. Now, let's say that I try to access AutoCAD. I open up the application, but I get denied. So I can just try and get the license again and again and again and again and again and wasting time. Or I can just do something else meanwhile and wait for the OpenLM agent to notify me. The OpenLM agent will simply pop up a little notification saying that, hey, the license that you've been looking for, that you got denied from, it's now free, so go get it. So this is already, if you have OpenLM, doesn't matter which OpenLM, this is, unless you got the light version, this is already in your bundle. If you download the OpenLM agent, which is simply a downloadable MSI from our website, simply go to the openlm.com website, go to downloads, download section, and you'll see the agent on the bottom. So where is it? There we go. The OpenLM agent, just download it, and you can either just install it using an MSI, just next, 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 boom, it's installed, or you can use a silent rollout and roll it out from a shared folder, or you can use SCCM to roll it out, the Windows SCCM, just to roll it out to everybody, or group policy, GPO. You can also roll it out using GPO, so you won't have to go workstation by workstation and install 10,000 workstations. You just load it to your SCCM, hit play, boom, it's in all the workstations. So if you need anything, any assistance, if you want to install an evaluation version of what you've seen now, both the applications manager, the unmanaged processes, or maybe you just want to install the agent to see how it works, then you can definitely go ahead and do that. Ask sales for an evaluation version, for a trial version of these specific extensions. They'll be happy to issue you an extension, and me or one other support engineer will be happy to come live with you, go live with you and set it up for you if you need. At least one agent, and then you can set it up the SCCM and just roll it out. So let us know. You can either contact us using the chat here. There's a little chat icon. You can click that, and then you'll get to the OpenLM chat. You can start chatting with us. This rings all across our offices, so this is like the best way to get in touch with us. You can click on the contact us, and you'll have all the different phone numbers we have worldwide. Call us up or send us an email to support@openlm.com. Now, before I give you the floor, before we go to a Q&A session, I would like to talk about a new service that we have. OpenLM offers something that's called Health Check. Now, a health check is basically a session with an OpenLM support engineer. He will go live with you, check all your systems, see if it's fully configured, if it's configured correctly. Maybe there are some things that are misconfigured, so the engineer can find that, can go over the logs, see if there are any hidden errors that we didn't know, check the validity of the information, also check if you have any extensions that you purchased but you're not fully utilizing them, and basically checking up your system, doing a full checkup, a full health checkup to see if the system is valid, the system is healthy. You will get a certification that it was checked by an OpenLM support engineer, and if you're ever asked about the validity of the system, then you point them to us. You have your credentials, you have your certificate, that your system is all set up. No one can tell you, oh, because you didn't set something right. Oh, this doesn't make sense, or that doesn't make sense. No one can tell you that, because you'll have a valid system. You'll be sure that it's valid. So this is also another service that we offer. And now I would like to give you the floor. If you have any questions, just go ahead, use the GoToWebinar questions box. There's a little questions or chat box. You can just use that to ask a question. If you don't have any questions and you think you have everything you need, thank you very much for joining me on this webinar. I hope it was interesting. If you have any questions, like after you leave the webinar and, oh man, I need to ask that question, send us an email. We'll be happy to help you. But if you want to know something now on anything we just saw, just go ahead, ask away. I'm here. Yes, John is asking about the agent. Now, what you've seen, the latest functionality you've seen, meaning the license usage screen and the license availability notification, what we've talked about. Now, this comes bundled within the OpenLM itself, within the core OpenLM product. So if you have OpenLM, you can now download the agent, test it out. It's free. The basic functionality of the agent is free, totally free. Yes, the health check, it's something that you should talk with sales about, set a date, and then we can go live, check up your system. Okay, I have Andrew asking question. For the message notification, clicked on the column for deny. Does it mean you can only have one message notification for all of the rules? No, let me show you. Let's go there. So if I open that up, I expand it, I can add a new action. So I can have like deny 2, and I can have like a different script here, and I can even run it from the service, not from the application, whatever I choose. And when I save it, I have another one here. One can get that deny, and the other can get that deny. So you can decide which deny you want. I hope that answered your question. Yeah, I agree with you, Andrew. Indeed, this interface, you can string many different rules together. It can get crowded if you add hundreds of them. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Sorry about that. Okay, guys. So if no one has any more questions, let us know if you do have any questions. But for now, I would say thank you and have a great day, guys. Let us know if you need something. Bye.